Word economy has always been my foremost goal as a writer, saying more with less. That's why I collect great quotes. They shed light on unknown truths, and there are only a few that truly make me pause and consider the world. One such genius who left a profound impact was Nikola Tesla. Tesla was a once-in-a-billion genius, a full order of magnitude above the defined line of genius. As a child, he memorized entire books and excelled in the hardest academic subjects. Throughout his life, he mastered GHT languages. You won't find many who were smarter than Tesla, but his brilliance came at a steep cost. He struggled to relate to others, never had a romantic partner, and battled with his mental health. Tesla wasn't driven by commercial success. He didn't monetize his 700 patents, allowing others to get rich off his ideas. His inventions, like alternating currents, remote controls, and induction motors, have had a lasting impact on engineering. Many of the things we use today are extensions of his innovations. We owe a lot to Tesla, but beyond his ability to invent and understand complex concepts, Tesla had a unique visionary power. In 1926, he accurately predicted the future of technology. When wireless is perfectly applied, the whole Earth will be converted into a huge brain. We shall be able to communicate with one another instantly, irrespective of distance. He foresaw television, telephony, and the simplicity of future communication devices. Sounds familiar, right? Many people, though. Tesla was crazy, but history has a way of turning madmen into geniuses. Don't be afraid of big, bold ideas from truly intelligent people. Small is a relative term. And speaking of small, let's talk about the Mauthausen concentration camp. Mauthausen was a small concentration camp in terms of physical size, but it was hell on earth for Jews and outcasts. Over 130,000 people lost their lives there. One of the most chilling aspects of this camp was the stairs of death. Emaciated prisoners were forced to carry heavy granite rocks up the stairs repeatedly. If they fell, they would be maimed or executed. Countless horrifying games were played between guards and prisoners in Mauthausen. The level of cruelty is too dreadful to describe here, but amidst all the darkness, there was one line that sent shivers down my spine. Scratched on a cell wall, it read, "If there is a God, he will have to beg for my forgiveness." The imagery of a god on his knees begging for his life at the hands of his own creature is haunting. Such lines should be remembered. Our minds tend to grow soft and presumptuous with luxury. The paradox of happiness is that it requires acknowledging the suffering of others. Let those words linger. Now, let's move on to the internet. I first discovered it in the 1990s when we had a dial-up connection that cut off every 4 hours. Searching for shoes would bring up Mom and Pop Joe's shoe store websites. Traditional SEO competition was non-existent. However, one thing remained the same: the rudeness of people. They used fake names and their behavior was as acidic as it is on the internet today. Enter Oscar Wilde, the Irish poet and writer who seems to have a pulse on human nature. He said, "Give a man a mask and hell show you his true face." Though he knew nothing of the internet or comment sections, his words hold true. Remember that the person you're responding to on the internet is another human being. Comment section debates rarely lead to meaningful learning. Treat people with the same respect you would give them in person. Now, let me share a personal experience. I used to coach swimming, and the most challenging group I had was the middle school boys. Some were difficult, but others needed help. They were different and often bullied at school. I could relate to them on many levels, as I've been told countless times, "You're a weird guy." So I reassured them that they were simply misunderstood, and they were in good company. Speaking of misunderstood geniuses, Friedrich Nietzsche comes to mind. He too faced criticism for his wild and brilliant ideas. He experienced moments of social isolation and endured his own share of critics. Nietzsche wrote, "And those who were seen dancing were thought to be insane by those who could not hear the music. Those who attack and oppose what they don't understand are afraid of their own authenticity. Embrace your own truth, even if others find it weird." So, my friend, if you haven't been told you're weird a few times along the way, you aren't doing it right. Humanity is filled with variety, and those who attack uniqueness are afraid of their own selves. Let these words resonate with you. And now, I have a question for you. In light of everything we've discussed, what actions will you implement in your life? How will you embrace your own truth and respect the uniqueness in others? Think about it. Before I end, I want to ask one more thing. If you found this video valuable, consider giving a proportional tip to show your appreciation. The link can be found in the description. Thank you for watching, my friend. Stay true to yourself and keep embracing the variety that exists within humanity. As a child, I used to be terrified of horror movies, just like many other kids. But I discovered a unique approach to watching them that changed my perspective. Instead of hiding and being reactive to fear, I decided to be active and face it head-on. I would sit forward, punch the air, and even yell out challenges to the monsters on the screen. And surprisingly, I found that the more I actively engaged with my fear, the less scared I became. This taught me a valuable lesson about not letting fear hold me back. Procrastination is often driven by fear, especially the fear of failure. We procrastinate because we worry about not meeting our own high expectations and fear the potential for pain and disappointment. Instead of facing our fears, we distract ourselves with short-term gratification, avoiding the tasks that cause stress and anxiety. We choose to scroll through social media or engage in other unimportant activities that provide temporary relief from our fears. But this strategy of avoidance only leads to more stress and a rush to complete tasks at the last minute. Procrastination robs us of our potential and prevents us from living up to our fullest capabilities. So how can we overcome procrastination and achieve our goals? The first step is acknowledging our fears and understanding why we procrastinate. By asking ourselves why a particular task is stressing us out, or if we have unrealistic expectations, we can gain insight into the root cause of our procrastination. It's important to be honest with ourselves and face our fears head-on. Next, we need to establish a strong why for overcoming procrastination. Whether it's to reach the next level of success, be a person of integrity who delivers on commitments, or simply enjoy free time without guilt, understanding the consequences of continued procrastination can fuel our motivation to change. Creating a productive environment is also essential in avoiding procrastination. Removing distractions and making our workspace conducive to focus and productivity sets us up for success. Turning off our phones or placing them in a different room, for example, can help eliminate the temptation to check social media or reply to messages. But the most vital step is taking immediate action. When we catch ourselves procrastinating, even if it's just thinking about it, we must force ourselves to start working on the task at hand. Starting is often the hardest part, but once we break through that initial barrier, it becomes easier to continue the momentum. We can begin by working on a small portion of the task for just 5 minutes and then taking a 5-minute break. Gradually, we can increase our working time using the Pomodoro technique, which involves breaking tasks into 25-minute intervals followed by short breaks. By adopting an active stance against procrastination and taking immediate action, we chisel away at our fear and build the courage to keep going. Overcoming procrastination requires a shift in our mindset. It's not about simply being productive, but rather gathering the courage to face our fears and take the necessary steps to achieve our goals. It's about embracing discomfort, accepting failures as learning opportunities, and focusing on the progress we make rather than striving for perfection. Remember that other people are mostly concerned with their own lives and struggles, so the fear of judgment should not hold us back. Practicing meditation can help clear our minds and center our emotions, enabling us to move forward despite doubts and anxieties. Journaling our thoughts or talking to someone we trust can also help debunk our fears and gain clarity. Ultimately, it's about replacing self-doubt with self-confidence and embracing action over overthinking. By repeatedly taking action, regardless of our feelings, we break the habit of procrastination and build the momentum needed to achieve our goals. So don't let fear and doubt mutiny your ship. Take control, change your mindset, and conquer procrastination. You have the power to unlock your full potential and experience the satisfaction of reaching your goals. The secret to successful promotion is to tell your story. Stories have been around for thousands of years because of their powerful combination of information and emotional hooks. A well-told story makes people care and leaves a lasting impact. In contrast, raw information is often ignored or forgotten. So, as a creator, your ability to tell stories is the key to attracting attention for your creations. When it comes to promoting your work, many creators make the mistake of simply sharing in format in social media posts, advertisements, or email blasts. But these methods miss out on the opportunity to engage and captivate your audience. Instead, embedding your messages into compelling stories will make them more effective and likely to be noticed and cared about by fans or potential fans. Your stories should be unique and can be told in different ways, but the most effective ones will fall into one or more of the following 3 archetypes. 1. Share your backstory. The people who know you are likely more interested in your work than strangers because they have more context. By sharing your journey, how you got here, and what led you to create what you create, you build a connection with your audience. Don't be afraid to reveal these details, as they help your audience see similarities to their own experiences and care about your future. For example, filmmaker Kevin Smith's fans relate to his background of maxing out credit cards to make Clerks. Point 2. Be honest about your current position. And as creators, we often feel the need to exaggerate our level of success when promoting ourselves. However, being authentic and transparent about where you're at in your career, even if you're just starting out, can be a storytelling opportunity. Stories about the struggles and challenges you face resonate with people more than stories of unattainable success. It's in the struggle that people find relatability and connection. Point 3. Share your dreams and goals. People love to rally around a cause or a drive. By openly expressing your aspirations and why you want to achieve them, you give your audience something to root for. It doesn't have to be directly related to your work, like Gary Vaynerchuk's desire to buy the New York Jets. Sharing your long-term goals and dreams gives your audience a story to follow and support for years to come. Integrating these 3 types of stories into your work will help you grow your audience, as people will be more likely to discover, share, and support your creations. But it's important to remember that storytelling requires skill and honesty. You can't trick people into caring about you or your work. It will take time, trial and error, and vulnerability. But when you tell the right stories, amazing things can happen. So start crafting your stories, be genuine, and embrace the power of storytelling and promoting your creations. Good luck on your journey.